Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Shelby of Shelby and the Book Club, and in today's video we are going to talk all things tracking your reading. So one of my big goals for this year was to track my reading better. I found, just for like personal reasons and like for content purposes, right, for videos for you guys and stuff, I had a really hard time like putting together like my favorites list, and even the video where I talked about all the book club picks for last year. It just was a lot. Like a whole lot. So one of my goals this year was to track my reading a lot better. So if you would like to hear what I plan to be using this year to track my reading, not only like my personal reading, but also the book club stuff, then stay tuned. So last year, what my tracking my reading looked like was using the Bookly app, which is an amazing online reading app where you can track your daily reading, you can set goals, and it keeps your stats for you. And the Goodreads app. The Goodreads app, it could be better. I'm not gonna lie, it could be better. I love it for what it does. I'm able to connect with you guys a little bit better. I'm able to do a whole lot of things on that app, but the interface, just the way that it works, it could work a lot better. So I did really good at keeping up with the Goodreads app. I put all of my books in there, and dates and so on and so forth. The Bookly app, not so much. I'm doing a little bit better now since I'm doing the 365 reading challenge. I will put the Goodreads group link in the underneath the bar if you guys would like to follow or join the group. We read every day for an hour. I use my Bookly app for that. What I'm running into as far as issues is it's not necessarily keeping, so I have it on my iPad and I have it on my phone. Sometimes I use my iPad to upload videos here to YouTube. Sometimes I use my phone to do that as well. So if I use the app somewhere different, like let's say I use it on my phone, it keeps the information on my phone, okay, fine. But if I use it on my iPad, the information is not necessarily syncing. So I don't know what kind of issue I'm going to run into at the end of the month when I try to do my monthly wrap-up video. And yeah, I don't know what that's gonna look like. So I'm very curious, to be honest with you. I'm very curious what it's gonna look like, and how that's gonna go for me, because I don't know. And like sometimes it's a lot more difficult than what you're probably thinking of. Oh, well, just do it in one place. It really depends on what I'm doing, what I'm working on at the moment. Like if I need to upload and I need to be reading at the same time while something is uploading, like I need to be able to pull the app up wherever and be able to log my reading and it be fine or whatever. So that, we'll see what that looks like in my January wrap-up video to see like how that actually goes or whatever. I'm trying to think. That was pretty much it. Last year I attempted to make a reading bullet journal type situation. Failed. It just wasn't realistic. Like I feel like I'm not artistic enough to sit and draw out each template. I think another thing that I was running into, I think if I had to go back and do that again, which I might try one day eventually, is I didn't really know what I wanted in my reading journal. I was more like watching videos and trying to emulate what I saw, right? I was trying to mimic exactly what I saw in like YouTube videos, on Instagram, things of that nature, right? Now I have more of an idea, especially because I've run into this issue, and like I've really just been trying to keep my whole entire life more organized, which if y'all saw how my room look right now, y'all would be like, yeah girl, that's a black ass lie. But I journal. I really enjoy journaling. I have a passion planner that I've been using, which is great. But I need something for my books. So the first thing I've come up with, and I'll either put some B-roll in here, or I will put a flip through at the end. But the first thing that I got is a clockwork reader. This is the reading journal by a clockwork reader here on YouTube. And when I tell you, this journal has really has what I need in a way that makes sense for me, if that makes sense. There's a few things that and like I said, I'll probably do a flip through at the end, just so you all can see everything that's in the book. It's super pretty. It gives me the bullet journal vibe, but also allows me to be as creative as I see fit, which is also important for me. And I think the only things that I would add to this, just for the type of things that I would want, is area for like a monthly type stat. So there is a page in here for your yearly stats, which you guys will see, like I said, at the end in the flip through. There is a section for your yearly stats, but I wish there was a section for like, okay, this month I plan to read, let's say 8 books. Here's what I actually read. And then you can kind of go in and fill in the sections as you see fit. Just so that for me and other bookish content creators, like, we would be able to, you know, just keep track a little bit easier, because now I'll be able to pull this open and say, okay, go to January. Here's what I read in January. The Stationery Shop, Will, blah, so on and so forth. So that would be my only complaint, but I really like this. You guys will see my first entry at the end of the video. I had a lot of fun putting my entry in, so on and so forth. So I really like this. Now, another issue is keeping track of I should have opened this before, I'm sorry. Keeping track of the book club stuff. So I have another reading journal here that I got as a gift from my good friend Kirsten. Kirsten, if you're watching this, hey, I love you. So this is my second copy of this one, but this is the book club journal. It is by, I don't know, but you can find it on the Amazon. And like I said, I'll put links and stuff below. But this one, and I'll do a flip through of this one too. This one has a similar entry as the Clockwork Reader one, which I really appreciate. But I want to be able to open this and say, here's what the book club read January through December of whatever year. And I'll probably do with this one the same thing that I did for the Clockwork Reader, and just create month tabs for it, so that I can go in, just so that I can have something separate with separate notes for the book club. So I can easily just go and find whatever, and I don't necessarily have to flip through this one with all of my personal stuff and the other things that I read, my TBRs and all of that kind of stuff. This will be like right straight to it. Like, oh, in January we read blah, blah, blah. Because with this one, I could probably put something like a specific tab on the page or something like that, to indicate like, oh, this was a book club pick. But you also have to remember that I have Shelby in the book club, but I also have the Patreon book club too. So all of that will go in here. Where they'll be in here too, but just so that they're separate, so that it's easier for me at the end of the year. So, and not even just at the end of the year, but the end of the month as well. Just so that I can go in and say easily, okay, we read this and this. This is what I want to talk about. This is how I want to talk about these things, so on and so forth. Because so many books. There are so many books in my head, from whether it is, oh, I'm putting this up I uploaded this in the bookstore, or oh, this person needed me to add this, and oh, this person asked me for blah 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 blah, and this person needed this, and whatever. And it's like the end of the month comes and I'm just like, what did I read this month? Did I read that, or was I talking about it? Like, there's so many things going on in my head. So these are going to help me stay organized. I do still plan to use the Bookly app. I do still plan to use Goodreads. And my goal for reading Goodreads is to use it to its fullest capacity. So what that means is, like, when I'm updating my pages, actually putting little updates in there and, you know, interacting and making comments and doing that whole bit, just so that you know, I'm actually using Goodreads the way that Goodreads should be used. So let me know in the comments what ways you guys are tracking your reading this year. I plan to do maybe an update in a couple of months. I'll set a reminder for myself, maybe the top of the second quarter, just to see, like, oh, okay, how was it using these two the first 3 months? Was it realistic for me? Do I need to find a different way? So on and so forth. And yeah, that's that. So now you guys will get a flip through. Okay, guys, here we have our flip through of A Clockwork Reader reading journal by Hannah of A Clockwork Reader here on YouTube. First, we have a table of contents, and a sample page of what the entries could look like depending on how you plan to decorate them. We definitely have some book recommendations here. And then we go into some of the other templates, like your favorite books and your reading goals, which I really enjoyed filling this particular section out. And I like that at the end of the year, I'll be able to kind of come back and fill in what I actually did. Here we have a to be read reading list. I filled out a few books. I thought this part was really cool, so that I don't just have to rely on Goodreads to see what my TBR is. And I plan to keep this journal with me while I'm out and about, so that I can kind of fill in things on a whim if I wanted to. I really enjoyed this particular template too. Just in case you're in a reading slump, you can kind of answer those questions. Here is a quote page, which I thought was really cool and pretty. And then we have my very first entry of the year for the stationery shop. So here with my broken nail, I'm pointing to the tab that I created, because I really wish this was kind of broken up into monthly sections just to keep me a little bit more organized. But my fix for that is going to be tabs. There are 100 book entry pages, and then once you get to the back of the book where we are now, there are some other templates for different things. I really love how this gives you, you know, hand-drawn bullet journal, bullet reading journal vibes without you having to create the template yourself, because that can be very stressful for those of us who just don't have the time to put in the creative work that it takes to make one of these look really pretty when you do it by hand. So I really enjoy it so far, and I can't wait to fill it out with the different things that I read and the different movies and maybe music and playlist and all of the different things, you know, different templates that are in here is really cool. The only thing that I would wish for is if it had like a monthly stats type situation. But other than that, I really enjoy this journal, and it is super beautiful. For the book club, and I mean the Instagram book club, Shelby in the book club, and for my Patreon, I will be using the book club journal. The reason that I'm keeping them separate is just for organizational reasons. I will have both of these journals tagged below in the underneath bar so that you guys can purchase them if you would like. I really love the way that this has a lot of space for me to fill out different things, particularly for the book club when I'm going to be discussing these books, versus the other books that I read are for personal reading and to review here on my YouTube channel, but mostly for personal reading. Here in the back, what I'm flipping through are just different book recommendations that all looked really good. So yeah, the links will be in the underneath bar if you guys would like to purchase either one of these journals. Okay guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the flip through. Don't forget to let me know in the comments how you guys plan to track your reading this year, what apps you use, so on and so forth. I really would love to know. And you guys know what I'm about to say. If no one has told you today, I absolutely love you. I love you. You are kind, you are smart, you are important. I love you. Bye guys, I'll see you in the next video.